Climate change awareness has never been communicated in this way. I think the important thing about Thin Ice VR is the fact that you can experience things for yourself, and this is not through the lens of a scientist, it's getting the opportunity to actually see the change firsthand, or as near as you can get to firsthand.
Thin Ice VR is being developed by award-winning company Monkey Stack. We've been developing animation and game content since 2004. Thin Ice VR is a story that must be told, and there is a strong audience and market for it.
The difference with this pitch to investors is that we already have the footage and the imagery from South Georgia Island, from Antarctica, that we need to build a VR experience. We've even used that to create a proof of concept, which has already proven to be really immersive and really innovative. But we need that extra funding to take all of the footage and build that entire experience. We managed to capture all the footage that we needed in really tough conditions. Tim and his team came back with tens of thousands of images and terabytes of data. The weather gods were favourable, and in that time, all the places that we needed to travel to and capture footage from, we managed to do so.
Capturing the footage for Thin Ice VR, of course, was a risky undertaking, requiring going back to South Georgia and redoing elements of the Shackleton crossing, which are not without their challenges. And all the while conscious of the fact you really need to be capturing all of this richness of information for others to be able to see. So you're on the one hand concerned about risks, on the other hand you're marvelling at the beauty, but then very, very clearly you have the focus of capturing South Georgia in all of its glory for the benefit of the viewer.
With 171 plus million headsets from active users within the marketplace, there's certainly a position for Thin Ice VR. We're looking at a global market valued at roughly $16.8 billion US currently, and that's climbing very quickly to rise to 160 billion estimated in 2023. There's been a huge rise that we've seen in the VR marketplace as many hardware and software manufacturers are looking to support and develop content in this space, and also with accessibility to digital distribution channels. Never before has it been easier for content creators to connect with their audiences on a global scale.
Thin Ice is compelling because as a form of storytelling, we're really putting people in a scenario where they can see climate change in a way that you can't see with traditional documentary. Virtual reality transports you to a different place, and the difference between viewing on a screen and standing in that place is that your senses are heightened, your engagement with what's happening increases. So from a storytelling perspective, we can really offer people something that they've never had before, particularly on climate change.
I think there's a huge market for Thin Ice VR. In terms of the people who already believe, the sympathisers if you like, a lot of interest from them in actually seeing the level of change that's happening. And in terms of people who don't yet believe, this represents such a unique tool to really communicate the fact that it is real in a very immersive way. So I'm very excited from both perspectives. Well, I think for both investors and potential sponsors or supporters, this project represents just the most unique opportunity. There's almost unparalleled demand for what Shackleton represents, as indeed there is unparalleled demand for hearing and seeing more information about what climate change really means. And then you pair that with this wonderful VR technology and put together in the way that this has been, and you have a unique proposition. Unparalleled demand, regardless of whether or not you're a climate believer or someone who just wants to find out more.
Investors really have an opportunity to capitalise on this high demand, low supply marketplace. We can equate the VR marketplace to where it is now to the smartphone and app stores that we were seeing roughly 10, 12 years ago. A case in point is Facebook claimed to have 250 apps available in their Oculus ecosystem, whereas Google Play currently has 2.7 million apps in their app store.
Thin Ice VR is really a milestone for VR experiences. The technology is out there and more people are getting access to it, but there's nothing of this caliber available yet, nothing that is as immersive in terms of From a storytelling perspective, nothing where you get transported to an entirely remote part of this world, nothing where you get to relive and follow in the footsteps of a great adventurer and see for yourself what happened. It's a milestone.
We have a solid marketing and distribution plan in place. We're starting with the festival circuits to gain some initial traction, followed by release and installation in cultural institutions in Australia and across the globe, before finally then rolling out through broadcast channels and digital distribution platforms.
The beauty of Thin Ice VR is that we're giving people a chance to see the effects of climate change firsthand. Our goal is for them to experience this and almost say, I saw it with my own eyes.
I'm expecting that people are going to be just marvelling at what Shackleton went through, and indeed what we went through subsequently, and also amazed at the level of change that's happened, and then feeling inclined to want to do something. I'm expecting people to say, what can we do to make a difference?